Our topic is quadratic inequality. And it is a mathematical sentence that's contained a polynomial of degree 2 and makes use of inequality symbols instead of an equal sign. This includes the symbols we know as less than, greater than, less than, or equal to, and greater than or equal to. A quadratic inequality can be written in the any of the following forms. So ito makikita natin, less than, greater than or equal, and where a and b, c are real numbers, and most importantly, a does not equal to 0. The following are example of quadratic inequalities in different forms. So like nung standard form niya, ito rin meron din tayong mga example. Less than, equal to, greater than, or greater than equal to. Which of the following mathematical sentence is a quadratic inequality? So obviously 1 and 2 lang ang quadratic inequality because of the inequality symbol. Number 2 is linear. Number 3 is linear. Number 5 is equation. And 4 has a degree of 3, although inequality form but degree of 3. So not quadratic inequality. Kaya in this example, itong 5 na to, ang atin lamang quadratic inequality ay kundi 1 and 2. Solving quadratic inequality. The solution to a quadratic inequality is a real number that will make the mathematical statement true when substituted for the variable. So, later on, solve tayo ng example. When plotting inequalities on a number line, number are used as a boundaries. Suppose a number line is divided into 3 regions. The numbers that were used are considered the boundary points. If the boundary points were plotted using open circle, then they are not part of the set. Using closed circle to plot boundary points signifies inclusion in the set. Meaning, pag ganon, kasama siya. We use parentheses in the interval notation if the boundary points are not included. So, ito yung example natin dyan. And we use brackets in the interval notation if the boundary points are included. Ito naman yon. So, dotted siya, shaded. Dito, hindi. Example, x squared minus 3x minus 4 greater than 0. So, note that the open circle were used on the 2 points since the given inequality is greater than. This signifies that negative 1 and 4 are not part of the solution set. The intervals of all real number less than negative 1. The intervals of all real numbers between negative 1 and 4. The intervals of all real numbers greater than 4. So, nadihati siya sa tatlo. Dito yung 1, 2, 3. Okay, solving quadratic inequality tayo. So, dito meron tayong example, x squared minus 3x minus 4 is greater than 0. So, pag isosolve natin ito, kailangan yung given, number 1, siguraduhin natin nasa standard form. Na kung saan ang standard form ay ax squared plus bx plus c, and use any of the 4 inequality symbol. So in this case, nasa standard form naman siya dahil greater than ang ginamit, then equal to, greater than 0. Now, so second step natin, i-change natin itong equation na to, itong x squared minus 3x minus 4 greater than 0 sa equation form. Papalitan natin itong greater than ng equal. Ngayon ang tanong, bakit? Para malaman natin yung boundary points. Okay? Ngayon, solve muna natin. Change muna natin into equation. So, dito ay x squared minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. Di equal to 0 siya, naka-equation form na. Now, ang gagawin natin kasunod, i-factor natin itong quadratic na to. Para makuha natin ngayon yung value ng x. na kung saan yun yung gagamitin nating set points. Now, syempre, titingnan natin yung value ng C. Then, ipapactor natin yung C na kung saan, when we get the product, is equal to -4, and when we add or subtract, is equal to -3. Factor ng 4 o -4 is 2 times 2 o -2 times 2, and also, pwede din yung 4 times -1. Yan. But, kailangan, sabi dito, the sum or the difference will be -3. So, meaning, 4 times 1 yan. And negative is 4. Negative si 4. Bakit? Kasi, kapag inad natin yan, magsusubtract tayo, then copy the sign of the biggest number, which is 4, and the sign is negative. So, yan. Now, x minus 4 and x plus 1. So, ito ngayon yung magiging factor natin dito. Equals to 0. Okay, then next, using the zero product property, then to get the value of x minus 4 is equal to 0, and x plus 1 is equal to 0. Then now, dahil zero product property, we get during the process, kailangan gamitin natin yung addition property of equality, na kung saan mag-a-add tayo dito ng positive 4, also dito sa right side positive 4. So same dito sa x plus 1. So we get the opposite of 1, positive 1 is negative 1. So ngayon meron tayo rito sa sagot. X is equal to negative 1, and here is x is equal to positive 4. Now, meaning, ang ating boundary points ngayon ay negative 1 and positive 4. Ito ngayon yung ating boundary points. I-graph natin sa number line. Yan. Ngayon, nandito na tayo sa number line. Na ngayon, i-ginrap na natin siya, inilocate na natin yung points na negative 1 and positive 4. Now, gaya ng sabi kanina, open circle ito, hindi siya shaded. Anong reason? Dahil ang gamit natin dito is greater than only. Wala itong or equal na symbol. So meaning, yung ating boundary points is not included to the solution. Yan. Now, dahil dito sa boundary points, nahati yan sa tatlong region. At ito yung tatlong region na tinutukoy ko. The intervals of all real numbers less than -1. So, yun nandito yun. And the intervals of all real numbers between -1 and 4. So, ito ang nasa gitna. And the intervals of all real numbers greater than 4. So, meaning, itong ating sa pulsa 1 papunta dito sa left side ay 1 region. Tapos, itong nasa gitna is another region. Nasa gitna yan. At itong ating nasa kanan is third region. Ngayon, pwede tayo dyan magkaroon ng solution, o pwede tayong gumamit ng test point dito. Okay, dito. Big sabihin, from -1 to left side, those number, pwede tayong kumuha. At gawin natin test point. Ngayon, ang gawin natin test point ay dito, sa region na yan, ang gamitin natin is -2. Dito naman, sa gitna, gamit tayo ng 2. Dito, kasunod lang tayo, 5. Yan, gamitin natin test point. Now, para saan ba yan? Isa-substitute natin yung mga test point na yan, yung mga point na yan sa number line, dun sa ating equation. o dun sa ating quadratic inequality. Ngayon, malalaman natin kapag nag-true yung ating sagot, meaning solution siya, part siya ng solution. Kapag hindi naman, so meaning hindi siya part ng solution. So sige, isolve natin. So since ang kinuha nating test point is negative 2 and positive 2 and 5, substitute lang natin yan doon. So unahin natin dito sa negative 2. So meron tayong x squared minus 3x minus 4 is greater than 0. Now, substitute lang natin yan sa ating given dito. So, since negative 2 square minus 3 times negative 2 minus 4 is greater than 0. Now, this will become positive 4. Then negative will be positive 6 minus 4 is greater than 0. 4 plus 6 is 10 minus 4 is greater than 0 and 6 now is greater than 0. So meaning this is true. Meaning lang yan, kung tama yung ating statement dito, yung ating pagsosolve dito, yung solution natin, si negative 2 now, ito, ay part siya ng solution natin sa left side. Starting sa negative 1, but remember, negative 1 is not included or part of the solution. Next, solve natin yung positive 2 naman tayo. Minus 3x minus 4 is greater than 0. So, substitute lang natin si 2. Minus 3 times 2 less than 4 is greater than 0. So, may exponent dapat yun na 2. Minus 6 minus 4 greater than 0. So, cancel na yung 4 natin dito. Matitira negative 6 greater than 0. So, this one is false. Hindi siya tama. Kasi, mas mataas yung 0 than negative 6. Kaya, yung ating test point na 2 is not part of the solution. Ito yan, nasa gitna na yan. Itong nasa gitna, itong nandito. Now, solve naman natin yung 5, substitute natin. Okay. So, x squared minus 3x minus 4 is greater than 0. And 5 squared minus 3 times 5 minus 4 is greater than 0. Then 25 minus 15 minus 4 is greater than 0. So, 25 minus 19 greater than 0. So, the answer is 6. So, this one is true. So, meaning, yung ating test point na 5 is a part of the solution. Meaning, itong ating negative 1 papunta dito, yan, sa left side natin na yan, ito, ay, ang gagawin natin is parenthesis tayo. Okay? Bakit parenthesis? Kasi yung negative 1 ay hindi siya belong sa solution. So, ibig sabihin, yan ay naka-negative infinity and negative 1. Then, para mapagsama natin itong nasa left side na to, itong negative 1 to negative infinity, at mapagsama natin dito sa positive 4 to positive infinity, gamitin natin yung union. Then, parenthesis again kasi 4 is not included in the solution. So, 4 to positive infinity tayo. Ngayon, yan na yung ating solution. So, meaning, negative infinity to negative 1 is a union of 4 and positive infinity. Ito lang ating may shade lang natin ay itong nasa left and right. Yan lang. So, yan, meaning, andyan lang yung mga points na solution. Yung nasa gitna is not part of the solution, including negative 1 and positive 4.